Nick Clark for Beat TV, and today we're here at Rod Laver Arena, and I've got Frank from My Chemical Romance. How are you, Frank?
I'm doing all right.
The reason I ask is because, you took some time off with the UK leg of the tour. What happened there?
I had a loss in the family. My grandmother passed away, so I went home.
Okay, I'm very sorry to hear that, and you're coping all right and stuff?
Yeah, I'm doing better. She's with me, so.
Super. And Bob, the drummer, he's having some issues as well.
Unfortunately, we all seem to either get, maimed or something bad happens in our family. Or last time we all came, I had like a huge infection because I had gotten some oral surgery, and I couldn't make it out that time. And this time, Bob's isn't here because he tore a ligament in his wrist. He's at home healing now.
And how's his healing going? Is he all right?
So far, as long as he stops playing Xbox, he'll be all right. But
it's very arduous, the old Xbox, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely ruins your tendons, I guess.
Before the interview, we were talking about the weather conditions here and the flies. Any other issues you've got with Australia at present?
No, I just really hate bugs.
Yeah.
But I love Australia. I don't know. Somehow there was a rumor going around. I got in another interview that there was a rumor that I hated Australia, but that's not true.
There's a rumor you hate Australia.
I guess so.
Where would something like that come from?
I have no idea. Dirty liars.
Dirty liars. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the general public either sort of love you guys or loathe you. Why do you think this is?
Well, I think any kind of art should invoke some sort of a feeling, whether it be love or hate. I mean, if you create a piece of art and people just are indifferent towards it, then you didn't do anything good. You know what I mean? You didn't do it the right way. I like that. We cause a very intense emotion, whether it be love or hate. I don't care if you love the band or hate the band, but if we made you think about something, and that's kind of cool. I think people don't like things that are different. I think that a lot of the things that we do or say when we're up on stage and a lot of things that we write about make people very angry. I think that a lot of the people that hate our band hate our band and hate our fans because they don't like the underdogs having any kind of power, and I think that's really what we embody is that power of fighting against adversity and being the underdog and kind of feeling better about yourself and doing something important with your life, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, so. Sure, but I mean, by the same token, some sectors of the UK press have branded you guys as sort of, exploiting teenage angst to an extent. What do you say to something like that?
I think it's bullshit. Teenage angst or 20-something angst or whatever, it's always there. Nobody's exploiting anything. If you talk about it and help kids through it, I think that's a positive thing. You know what I mean? We're not up here, selling fucking tote bags or T-shirts or anything like that. It's not that. It's not what it's about. We're a band that writes music that speaks to people, and if we can help people along the way, that's our main intention. Everything else I could really care less about.
It's often thought in the sort of music world that bands and artists do their best work when they're under some sort of influence of alcohol or drugs or whatever it is. It seems to me like you guys are actually doing your best work now that you've cleaned up your act a bit, because apparently instead of 03, 04 you're having a bit of trouble in terms of coping with the pressures of touring, and now you've sort of got over that. Is that a fair comment or what?
Well, some people say that drugs and alcohol were pushed upon the artist to keep them subdued, but and then some people say people do their best work under the influence. I don't know. I mean, as far as playing and writing music, I just always loved doing it, clean and sober and having your true self come through. I think that's really the best way, and really the best way to reach your full potential, rather than relying on some sort of crutch, a chemical crutch or anything like that. I think anytime that you're a slave to a drug or alcohol, or I have to do this before I get on stage, or I have to do this to write a song, then you're what are you really? You're just a robot.
So My Chemical Romance, totally clean.
We still have fun and stuff like that. We're not nuns, but definitely when it comes down to it, we're not a bunch of addicts running around.
Yeah, sure. Jared, your front man, he's been quoted as saying that emo is a pile of bullshit. and some emo fans of yours have sort of reacted strongly against that. Do you agree with his sentiments, or do you think that emo, the term or the genre, has some sort of relevance or respectability?
I could say this a million times. Emo started out when they were trying to classify music, and emo always meant emotional. And any kind of art or music should be emotional. You know, if it's not, then it's pretty much just a jingle selling bleach or pizza, you know? But as far as the title emo or whatever it means these days, it is a pile of bullshit. It's just a category or a name that they have to put on things to put records on the shelf, and I don't really care about that, because when I look for records, I look alphabetically.
Do you feel like some bands that you're being sort of lumped in with are effectively dragging you down in terms of the way the public perceives you?
Well, you know, I mean, like I said,
Fall Out Boy, for instance? No. Panic at the Disco?
Hey, man, you know, there's a lot of bands out there that, you know, are doing their thing, and like them or hate them, you know, that's what they do. And as long as bands are out there creating music that's from the heart and they're not full of shit, then I have no problem with them. Some bands are full of shit, you know, and that's just the way it goes, you know, and there's a lot of fans that are full of shit, so whatever. But as far as being lumped into anything, I really don't care. You know, it's one of those things where it's a name, and the name holds weight from the user, because they give the meaning to it, you know. So if emo is going to be a derogatory name and they want to call us that, that's their prerogative. They can, you know, they can call us jerks, they can call us whatever, white trash, they can call us emo, it's the same thing. I don't really care. If I concern myself with everything that was written on a message board or in a magazine or said on TV or whatever, I mean, I wouldn't have any time to take a shit. And
what would happen then?
Yeah, what would you do? You'd be all backed up. It'd be really terrible.
Any plans to head back in the... What was that? It's pterodactyl. We got those in Australia.
Yeah.
Any plans to head back in the studio yet?
Yeah, we can't wait, actually, to tell you the truth. It's really bearing down on us. Like, every time we get together for sound check or anything like that, we just want to write. We just want to get together and lock ourselves in a room and write. But unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of places that we haven't been yet and played some of these songs. So we're looking forward to the rest of the touring, but we are really looking forward to writing. So
another concept album?
Who knows? You know, we won't know until the songs are written and until the thing starts to take shape. That's what we really like to do, is when we write songs, we write records, we let the record kind of grow on its own and tell us what it wants to be.
It seems to me like your guys' sound has always been stadium rock, suited for big arenas and playing to lots of people. Now that you are playing stadiums, do you feel like the music in a live sense sort of suits the context more, or do you feel that you preferred playing in smaller venues?
When I started playing and I started in bands, I never thought I would ever be playing in bigger places or anything like that. I thought maybe, you know, like 200 kids, that'd be great. And then, you know, life happens and you get these opportunities that you never thought you would ever enjoy. And here we are playing stadiums, and, you know, sometimes you'll say, like, oh, this part needs to be big, like an arena rock section, and you just say that as a term. But when playing the songs and listening to the record, I don't really think that they're arena rock or stadium rock, but I guess it does translate. You know, I mean, kids have a great time at the show, and it doesn't feel like the bigger the places are that we can't connect with the kids that are far away. Mm-hmm. I love the small shows. You know, if we had to go back and only play small shows tomorrow, I'd be ecstatic. You know, but the same respect, I love the big shows. You know what I mean?
From what I read, apparently at a festival recently in the UK, which will remain nameless, somebody threw a bottle of urine at your singer or something. Is there anything you want to say on camera to the prick who threw a bottle of urine at Jared?
You know, I
just get brutal. Like,
no,
he's not going to watch this.
I don't give a shit. Why you stand in an audience to pee in a bottle and throw it at somebody is beyond me. I mean, I guess, you know, you're standing out there all day, you really got to pee. It makes sense, I guess you got to pee in a bottle.
Just go to the toilet. What's wrong with you?
Well, have you seen the toilets? They're really fucked up.
I have seen the toilets.
Yeah, so,
festivals, yeah.
You know,
very
you
cool.
don't always want to go to the toilet, but that's the thing is, I mean, you know, you could really hurt somebody by throwing something like that, and it does suck, but it was kind of like being back in the old days, you know, being at a club, having shit thrown, and just pure chaos. I remember, you know, I read the book, Get in the Van by Henry Rollins. I mean, they were getting piss dumped on them back in the 80s, you know, and they trailblazed like crazy. You know, they made it possible for punk bands and just regular bands to be able to tour and do that stuff. And, you know, some of the hardships that they went through, I can't even imagine. So
Mm.
one bottle of piss isn't gonna fucking make me cry and go home.
Takes more than that to make you cry. And I hope you don't get any bottles of piss thrown at you tonight. Good luck for the show, and
Thank you
great
very
speaking
much.
to you.
Appreciate it.